Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. So, if you're new here, my name is Lisa, and I primarily do EFT, also known as tapping, as well as many other tools. And today I'm going to be sharing my personal journey of healing my anxiety without medication. This is something that is so close to my heart, and I'm really hoping my story or me talking about this can offer you some guidance and some hope, okay? So, as a disclaimer, of course, there's nothing wrong with medication. Absolutely, there's a place for it. I know many people that have benefited from medication. But if you're wanting a more holistic approach, or maybe your anxiety is not as severe, maybe you're a high functioning anxiety and you're just looking to heal these more naturally and holistically, then I really hope that you get something from this. So let's get started. So, first, let's talk about clearing out the past. Okay. So, it really began when I did this investment myself and I spent a couple of months of just clearing out the past. Clearly, you don't need to take that long. That was just how long I was in this program for, and that's how long that was for. So let's face it, even now, after years and years in the healing space, I'm still clearing out the past because every single time I feel like I've healed something, every single time I've done some healing, my body or I'm feeling safe to experience a whole new level. So I'm constantly being given these gifts or these things that need to be healed from the past. So do you need to heal every single thing or clear from the past in order to find freedom and joy and to say goodbye to your anxiety? Absolutely not. Okay. But it is one of the foundations of stuff because so often we get anxious because we're so focused on the future. And normally that comes from because we are avoiding something from the past. Okay. So one of the most amazing tools that you'll hear me talk about in every single video I do is emotional freedom techniques, or EFT, also sometimes called as tapping, depending on your level of awareness. So I'm still recovering from a sickness. Okay, so EFT, or also known as tapping, is basically tapping on specific meridian points in the body while focusing on your negative emotions or past traumas. So for the purpose of this video, you're tapping while focusing on your anxiety. Okay, but also when I'm clearing out the past, what I was doing is tapping while I was clearing out these memories that weren't serving me, these bothersome memories, these past experiences that might have contributed to all these anxious energies that I was living with, okay? So this might sound a bit unconventional, but trust me, it is so fucking powerful. So I realized that much of my anxiety was rooted in unresolved past experiences. And by addressing these directly with EFT, I was able to release the emotional charge connected to all of these memories. It was like peeling away layers of an onion, getting to the core of my anxiety. So the biggest mistake I see people doing is they're trying to heal their memories from healing their anxiety, very surface level. And when you're trying to put a band-aid on your anxiety, that's why your anxiety keeps coming back. And normally it comes back stronger and stronger. Okay, so when you're clearing out the past and using EFT, you're getting to the root of what's actually making you anxious in the first place. Okay, and every single time it was bringing more clarity, creating more peace. It was helping me let go of the baggage that was weighing me down, which I call the emotional baggage that I was feeling daily. Okay. And then the next thing I focused on was connecting to the now, practicing being present. Now, when you're an anxious person, this is like hardest step because you don't want to be left alone with your thoughts. And it sounds easy, but trust me, it was the hardest thing to do, but the most rewarding thing, okay? By practicing on how can I get out of my mind and into my body now? How can I release tomorrow, release the future, and practice just living in the now moment, okay? So for me, I struggled with mindfulness. I struggled with a meditation. So I hear you. So I actually, even to this day, I don't really meditate. My meditation is either through EFT, which is why I now create EFT guided meditations, or dancing. Dancing was something I just did daily that helped me get out of the mind, into my body, and just be in the now moment. And then I was able to work up with just a few minutes at a time of just focusing on my breath, observing my thoughts without judgment, and allowing it move through me. Okay. This practice helped me to break the cycle of constant worry about the future, obsessing over the past. I began to notice the beauty in the small moments, finding the small pleasures that was available to me in everyday moments. The warmth of the sun on my skin, listening to the birds chirping. I used to go take my kids for a walk and I called it my pleasured walk because I would be able to be so present and I was truly feeling everything was pleasure. Everything was bringing me pleasure on the walks. I was allowing life to really penetrate me. Okay. And this all came from just practicing being present and allowing myself to experience life more fully. And every single time I practiced this, it was reducing the grip of the anxiety it had on my mind. And then finally, I prioritized, and I truly believe that everyone should be doing this daily, regulating my nervous system. Okay, so anxiety is often triggered by a fight or flight response, leaving my body in this constant state of tension. Okay, so I started incorporating practices like deep breathing, even if it was just 6 deep breaths before I went to bed. Every single time I found my kids was making me feel a bit anxious, I would hide in the bedroom just while I did some, a few deep breaths to ground myself. And then I was doing dancing a couple of times a week, just in the house. No one ever saw me. I put on some music and just allowed my body to move and to feel that energy, to shift that energy. I would also be doing tapping. So tapping, as you know, if you do tapping, you only have to do some tapping for a couple of minutes and you're allowing that energy to flow. And you're opening up your body. And all these little practices is regulating your nervous system, which is calming you down. It's calming your mind. It's grounding you. Okay. It's making you feel a bit more centered. So I truly believe that anxiety is caused from a dysregulated nervous system. So when you practice regulating your nervous system, you're actually clearing out the anxiety and you're preventing it from coming. And if you follow me on Instagram, I did a post about anxiety. It's much easier to prevent anxiety than it is to get out of anxiety. So by regularly regulating your nervous system, you're in that practice of preventing an anxiety attack. Okay. So these breathing exercises were a game changer. Okay. Simple techniques like inhaling deep for 4, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, holding for 4 was like my main thing that helped activate my parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural relaxation response. Okay. And regularly practicing these techniques, like I said, helped me stay grounded, centered, even in the most stressful situations. Okay. So I've got 5 kids. I work a 9 to 5. I've obviously got a partner. Like my life's full on chaos, and I don't believe that we should be learning to never be stressed. It's about how we handle these stressful situations. How can we stay grounded and centered and navigate these stressful situations that is going to prevent us? So I believe that anxiety is caused from a number of things, mainly from the way you handle stressful situations. So just practicing these little things, and as you can see, tapping can be for a couple of minutes, breathing like 4 seconds at a time, like that's a couple of minute things. Dancing, just put on one song and dance. And all these things doesn't need to take up much time, but it can give you your life back. And that's what I truly found. Like all of these things is allowed me to heal my anxiety, get back my life. Okay. And it doesn't take that long. Okay. So to recap, one was clearing out the past with EFT, addressing and releasing past traumas and negative emotions. Two was connecting to the now, practicing these little things that allowed me to stay present and to appreciate the moment. And actually just noticing that the more I did that, the less I had to be anxious about. Anxiety is lying to you. Your anxiety thrives on you trying to control the future, of you worrying about all these things. So when you realize your anxiety is always just trying to lie to you, trying to get you out of the present moment, you realize you let go of the hold that anxiety has on you. Okay. And three, I prioritize nervous system regulation by using simple techniques like deep breathing, dancing, tapping to calm the body and the mind. Okay. These practices collectively transformed my relationship with anxiety. I no longer struggle with anxiety. I choose to live with anxiety. I know how to navigate it. I know how to feel the warning, that warning signals my body's giving me when I've started to feel a bit anxious. I know how to stop it in its track to prevent it. Okay. It wasn't an overnight fix, even though I can give you the healings to stop it in its tracks, to reduce it, and to let go of it. Okay. But with consistency and patience, I truly found my path to liberation, to more joy, to more pleasure, to owning my life. So if you're struggling with anxiety, I encourage you to explore these methods, and they might not be for you, but they might also be for you. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more content around anxiety, or even if you want to receive more healings. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. We are in this together. And take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.